Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Maston, and welcome back to another edition of the DIY Wrestling Podcast for Smackdown Live for October 10th, 2017. And tonight, I wanted to do this episode of Smackdown because I kind of was meant to do, the pay-per-view the other night and review that. But, things kind of happened. Things kind of changed. I had some stuff going on. I did eventually watch it, but I figured it was too late, and I didn't really have, and I'll be honest here, I didn't have the motivation to do it. I've done pay-per-view reviews at about 4 and 5 in the morning before, but this is when I just said, even with the turn at the end with Sammy, I'm just like, I'll make it up to everybody somehow. And I figured, I'd do it like this. So we're going to do a SmackDown review, and I also would like to talk about a couple other things before we get into this SmackDown review. So, I'll start with my news, and I'll get to the news that apparently broke a while ago tonight. Excuse me. So, Lucha Underground has 2 more weeks left until we get this extremely long hiatus because, as you guys know who do keep up with Lucha Underground, there is no more after this. There may be a season 4, but there is no taping done for anything. And it usually takes us 9 months to a year to see whatever they taped whenever they tape it, usually, unless it's the follow-up from season 3 to season 4. So I'm just thinking myself, I'm like, welp, fuck. Because what am I going to do? Raw is 3 hours. That should mean something to me when I say 3 hours of television. Even though we're at the point of the year where it's supposed to get stupid bad, it's not really stupid bad. I'm not going to sit here and say it won't get that bad because it's the WWE and anything could happen and writing can get shitty like that. So, but that's still a thing. SmackDown has been mediocre at best to, explain how Sami Zayn thought about his career until tonight. Excuse me. And, yeah, mediocre at best. Raw is 3 hours, so I just figured, fuck it. I was supposed to do a SmackDown show. I was supposed to do a SmackDown show. I might as well do a review for SmackDown tonight. So. It is what it is, right? Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. I guess for the foreseeable future, actually, I don't know. I may jump to NXT jump back to NXT again because it's only an hour and it's whatever. Even if the show is it's not the best show like last week, at least it didn't do anything that could really harm or offend. So I'm like, whatever. I'll just deal with it. And we'll deal with SmackDown for these. I'll do SmackDown this week and next week. And then from there, I'll make my decision on what I'm going to do. Because Lucha Underground is done in 2 weeks. So, yeah, this week, next week, and then from there, I'll make a decision. Okay, so tonight, we start SmackDown with the Usos, which is different because we're coming off a hot angle, and WWE usually loves to pounce on that hot angle. And I'm actually glad we didn't because it's just once we eventually I'm a fan of when you don't start the show when you're pouncing on a hot angle, unless you have a bunch of other really good shit that can hold that can hold your interest through the show. Me last night, I'm glad they did multiple Shield angles on Raw. Because thanks to those Shield angles they did on, the Shield angle they did on Raw, where they just didn't have the one segment on Miss TV and just disappeared for the rest of the night. They had the interview, and they had the attack of Braun Strowman, and related to that, they had the Miz in the trainer's room, the Miz in Kurt Angle's office, I guess, office locker room, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and Braun Strowman busting through the door, saying he's in the match now. They relied on the Shield to carry last night's Raw. On that one angle to carry last night's Raw. Let's put it that way. Otherwise, when it came down to tonight, this is a really good way to start the show. The Usos are really fucking good on the mic. There's no other easy way to say it from there. And I adore the Usos at this point. In the New Day, I have no problem with them, but I'm glad we ended this story with the New Day, accepting the truce that the Usos gave. And they basically had this really fucking good promo where you know, they were saying everything they did to him, like they trapped him. We wanted to beat you up. We wanted to do this here. We wanted to do that too. Like I'm doing this no justice. I might as well shut up. The Usos did a really good job. You guys should go watch the promo. Honestly, you know, then we after the truce happens, we get a bunch of tag teams that come out. The rest of the division in order. We get the Hype Bros, and then the one line that one of the Usos used on Mojo was, I was like, oh. Oh, oh God, Mojo, oh God, Mojo, you okay, Mojo? Oh God, oh Mojo, oh, bro, mm. Not even the Dragon Balls will save you with this one. But you hit him with the Mojo. Go take yourself back to the sidelines where you spent the rest of your NFL career. I may not have gotten that right, but ooh, 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 ooh. Hold on, we're gonna go back here and find this thing. Actually, no, we're not gonna do it that way. Well, the rest of the tag teams came out. Funny enough, when Breeze and Fandango came out, when the Fashion Police came out, and I'm still going with the name for Breeze for these guys because Breezango, even though they had a funny line about Breezango too, like Breezango, you know, they're like Breezango, and they're like, oh no, they're cool. Like, yeah, I like the Fashion Files. Like little shit like that is just funny. Like where it just feels like real life interaction instead of just like wrestling where it's like Breezango, we've beaten you before, we'll do it again. Like the Usos feel the most natural on the mic out of probably anybody in the company. Hold on here. Okay. Well, this basically led to Daniel Bryan making like I think one, two, a 3 or 4 team not battle royal tag team match. And honestly, this gave me a reminder. Yeah, this gave me a reminder. Wait, here it is. I think this is it. As you guys can hear my phone. No. Breezango's cool. Yeah. I like Fashion Files too. Hey, but if each and every one of y'all want a shot at these tag team championships, won't you come up inside this ring and make one? Guys. Okay, yeah, and that was what I was getting to next, by the way. Before I even get to this, Daniel Bryan announces that, and like, dude just says it in like the most dickhead fashion ever. Like, hey guys, I'm gonna need you to get out of the ring. And it's like, no, I'm gonna need you to get out of the ring. Like, Daniel, I understand you probably haven't gotten to sleep in a while. I understand, you got a kid and everything, but I'm gonna need you to calm down. Calm down, Daniel. Calm. But yeah, anyways, we get this match, and Shelton and Gable win. I think you could honestly see this as telegraphed. I feel like their rise has been their rise has been Shelton Benjamin's career in a nutshell. It's been really bland. It's been really boring. Their rise it's just happened. Like, you could honestly tell they wanted this match, and like, I'm probably not going to argue with any of the matches that these guys have because I honestly feel like I like this here will define me if Shelton Benjamin has it because anyone the Usos have stepped in the ring with as of recent, and not like before the New Day, like Breezango, like anybody else, like they've given effort and time to, has looked like absolute gold. So if they don't look like absolute gold, and Gable was a part of this too with American Alpha, then you could solely put this on Shelton Benjamin, right? Because like, dude's 40 years old, he doesn't look anything like he used to, and it's like, I don't know, I don't know. But that's what we're gonna get here. They pin Tyler Breeze to the Fashion Police, and that was the match. What do we get here next? I know it was not Zayn and Owens because that started the 9 o'clock hour. Yeah, I don't need this video starting. Okay. Okay, so up next, I think we went to the women's division here. Yeah, yep. I'm just gonna go with the women's division here because I don't have, proper notes for this show. I'm literally just clicking off the internet here. Okay. What the hell? Okay, my phone just went haywire there. Okay, I don't have proper notes for this show, so I mean, what we're gonna do here is this. Anything I miss, I do apologize. I'll have better recollection next week, but we're gonna just go as we go. So, and I forgot I had to talk about something else too. Actually, I'm just gonna get it out of the way now. Rumors going around that after tonight, Neville quit the WWE, because I figure if anything, it's like losing to Enzo Amore is a joke. Neville was told last night he was in the main event of Raw, and they were telling him, or Monday night, as if whenever you hear this, and Monday night he walked out. He walked out of Raw and asked for his release. So that would explain why Neville was nowhere to be found, and they were going to use him instead of Kalisto in the match. You know what's honestly sad? Because I've watched this man's entire rise in NXT. Not entire. I came around the time where he was losing to Bo Dallas in like the Lumberjack match in like the end of 2013, beginning of 2014, and then he had the ladder match at Arrival with him. His rise all the way through 2014 into 2015 is just like, it's a bummer, dude. Like, this guy was really fucking talented, and they didn't have anything good for him to do. He became a cruiserweight, carried the division on his back for 8 months, and then loses to Tozawa randomly. And then after that, loses to Enzo Amore. And then it's told you're going to lose to Enzo Amore again. After you just look like a god. And just, the logic there just made no sense. And I can honestly see Neville's frustration with why he would leave. It just sucks that he did leave. It's, you have to feel for the guy, honestly, at this point. Like, it's just like, fuck, poor Neville, dude. But it is what it is, right? So, I guess that's all you could really say there. We're going to move forward here. So we get a women's segment in the back where Natalya is basically telling Tamina and Lana, yeah, I used to fantasize about being champion, but you know what? I basically beat Charlotte. This just ended with Charlotte dishing out some wicked ass forearms, just some stiff shit to Natalya, beating the shit out of her, and then Tamina and Lana try jumping in comes Becky, and out of nowhere, just Naomi. We have this random ass women's fight, and then it just leads to like the cameraman, like, I understand, like, you're trying to film chaos and everything, but it's like, at least try and get all the action of the fight, like, the fight's going everywhere, instead of just like, oh my god, everything's just happening too much, just shake the camera everywhere and fucking go, like, just try and get what you can, dude. Don't try and make it look more chaotic than it is by shaking the camera. That shit's fucking cheesy and corny, bro. I don't know. It was alright overall. Oh, Lana wasn't even involved. It was Carmella who came in. Then everybody else just walked in and just started fighting for no fucking reason. But hey, you know what? It's whatever. Because up next we get Becky Lynch in singles action versus Carmella, and it feels like a long ass time, to be completely honest, since we've seen Becky Lynch in singles action. Really good to see her here. This is honestly a good TV win for Becky. Carmella losing as Miss Money in the Bank. We've learned over the years when it comes to Money in the Bank, her losing and taking L's the way she is doesn't really matter, honestly, because the Money in the Bank and the Ultimate Opportunity, and you got to figure when she cashes in, she's basically golden because Corbin fucked up, so they're not gonna make Carmella fuck up too, right? So, Becky gets the win, disarmer. I'm happy. I'm happy. So, moving forward, we get Baron Corbin backstage basically saying he proved all the keyboard warriors and everybody else wrong. When they put two men in the match, he still beat both of them. Shit like that. Honestly, it was a better than average for Corbin. We're gonna put it around Baron Corbin's ceiling. Corbin's ceiling is here. The promo, which like this, where you can't see my hand, is below average. This is average. This is about, I said above average. It's about right here for Corbin. He didn't pop over his ceiling. His ceiling is right where my hand. But this is above average for Baron Corbin. This promo is pretty solid. I'm sorry about my shitty promo ranking system, but Baron Corbin doesn't really do that good of a job unless it's Talking Smack. Which he said he had a promo on Talking Smack to Renee, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because the stuff on Talking Smack usually comes off really well, and that was part of what made me like Corbin as much as I did, right? So, hey, it is what it is. So, we're gonna move forward here, and get to the most random of random things we got here all night, which was singles guy tag match. Randy Orton, Baron Corbin, not Randy Orton, Baron Corbin. Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev, and Aiden English. Long story short, Kinshasa, 1, 2, 3. Aiden English ate the pin. Randy Orton RKO'd Rusev. That was pretty much that. Nakamura, I feel as if I need to talk about this. I don't know where the hell he goes from here, but the dude looks like a total fucking loser now. Like, Shinsuke Nakamura to me now, and I loved this man in fucking New Japan. I loved him for a good chunk of his NXT run, because then the other half of it, when he just kept going back and forth with Joe, got a little tiring. And then, not Joe, with Rude, got a little tiring. And it's just like, come on, man, just go to the main roster already. But, that's kind of everybody on their way up to the main roster. Where you want, like, not even want them, you're expecting them to go up to the main roster. So, it's what it is, right? So, here's the thing. Nakamura was a man. And I'm not going to say he, goes balls to the walls every time he goes out there, because he was known for phoning it in Japan a little bit. Like, he was one of those guys who was definitely known for phoning it in. But when he didn't, and that was when he knew he didn't, he knew it was time for him to, go out there and show exactly what he needed to do and what he could do and what everybody knew that he, was capable of. He went out there and he did the damn thing. He did it. He went out there and he busted his ass and made, I'm going to say WWE Championship versus World Heavyweight Championship. He made the IC Championship. Okay, let's think about the actual Intercontinental Championship in WWE now. He made it from that status to World Heavyweight Championship status. The second biggest title in that company. And that may seem like, to those who don't know, they're like, oh, that's not that big a deal. That title was secondary. That title was shit anyway. No. If you're taking a title that, nobody gave a shit about, to, making people give a shit about it, to... Actually, no. Let me put it like this. It was brand split, World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship. It was the Undisputed Championship, because it was a WWE Championship. The Undisputed Championship was the thing. It was the fucking title. It was the title of the company. And then they brought the World Heavyweight Championship in, and then it became the fucking masterpiece. It started getting WrestleMania main events. All that shit, right? Yeah, that was Shinsuke Nakamura. That was what Shinsuke Nakamura... the way that title was booked, that was how Shinsuke Nakamura brought up the Intercontinental Championship. He brought that championship to such a prestige that it was second to the World Championship, to the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. That man was a G1 Climax winner. Even with Tetsuya Naito, the current G1 winner now, won G1 the first time in 2013 for Wrestle Kingdom 8. Nakamura, by fan vote, because the dude was so fucking over, got the crowd to switch it and give him the Wrestle Kingdom 8 main event, which he came out with strippers, which is probably the greatest thing ever. But you know what? Go watch it. I don't blame you. And no, but seriously, just go watch this Nakamura in Japan. Wrestle Kingdom 10 with Ibushi, Wrestle Kingdom 11 with AJ. They just need to be watched. If you really need to know why Shinsuke Nakamura is who Shinsuke Nakamura is, just go back and watch any of the stuff I just named. anywhere from 2013 to 2016 Nakamura came? 2013 to 2015. Hell, if you want to go back to 2012, 2011, watch, go, be my guest, whatever. But just go watch that, man. Like, even my first experience of Nakamura, my very first experience was, I think it was World of the Worlds 2010, not 2010, I'm sorry, 2013 13, when Nakamura versus Steen, Kevin Owens now, and just the reaction that man got, all the streamers, those people threw in the ring, I just looked at it like, wow. Why is this guy so fucking popular? Then I started watching a little more toward Wrestle Kingdom 9 so I could study up on, what the big matches were and who these guys were and what the stories were. Shinsuke Nakamura was a complete different other story. And now we come fast forward back to where we are now. This dude is just another guy. His aura that he created about himself is gone. Vince completely neutered the man. And now you got him taking L's to Jinder Mahal, who sucks at wrestling. Okay, that's probably a bit overdone. But who's, like, not the best wrestler at all, who his matches are boring, and Jinder is just a solid hand who, is meant to do the job, and kind of makes Rusev's tweet about losers get nowhere kind of stupid. But that's another story for another day. Honestly, I just feel bad for Nakamura because I don't know where he goes here. If we get something sweet like Nakamura versus Zayn down the line because of the whole Kevin Owens thing, and, maybe Nakamura's upset about that, I'm okay with that. Maybe 50-50 booking may be fine there. Maybe you have Nakamura win the first one, Zayn win the second one. I mean, they both probably still stand where they stood, but at least Zayn got a win coming off of everything. It's like, whatever. It may sound stupid, but just like anything you can give Nakamura to, like, show people how good he truly is, just go ahead, do it. Like, even his first match at NXT, no story direction whatsoever. Just like, hey, Sami Zayn, you want a match at TakeOver? Shinsuke Nakamura. Match of the year candidate. Just, it's not hard to book Nakamura. And they're making it seem like we don't fucking know what we're doing with this guy, even though Triple H in NXT kept this man's aura intact, right? Like, people complain, Nakamura's not wrestling on a regular basis on NXT TV. He's not appearing on a regular basis on NXT TV. They kept his aura intact by not making him talk as often, for one, and two, when he did show up, it was a big fucking deal. Like, people would complain about how we built to the Finn versus Nakamura match and how maybe it wasn't as good as what it was in New Japan, shit like that. But at the end of the day, it was still a really solid match. Like, really, really, like, it wasn't as good as it was built up to be, I'll admit that. But it was still a really good NXT TV main event, and Nakamura's aura felt like it was intact and just like it big match feel is what it really felt. And I don't feel that way about any of Nakamura's matches anymore, and that's a problem. Like, he just feels like another fucking guy, and it's just sad. So, you know what? I just had to get that off my chest. Nakamura and Orton win, like I said, Kinshasa RKO combo. That's pretty much that. And we move on here to AJ Styles and Renee Young. Basically, AJ Styles saying he's confident. Well, yeah, he's confident, and it's reality that he knows he can, beat Baron Corbin, because the nature of the triple threat matches are you're going to lose, and you don't even have to get pinned. But he says it's just reality that he can beat Baron Corbin, and he's not going to take over the house that AJ Styles built. Shit like that, yada, 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 yada. And move on next to something that was pretty interesting. And I was just thinking about these guys earlier today. Well, mainly Luke Harper. I'm not even going to say I was thinking about Eric Rowan. I don't fucking think about Eric Rowan. But we get Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, who are getting repackaged. And it's like, it's a darker gimmick still. And, Harper was starting to get away from the gimmick, starting to talk like a regular person, starting to, seem a little bit more regular. Just a little bit. Like, he was starting to talk more and act, and, act like he was a human more rather than like he was just some dude in the Wyatt family. But hey, you know what? Whatever, right? So, Harper and Rowan have this thing called, I forgot exactly what they said exactly, but they're known as the Bludgeon Brothers now. And I guess they're coming to the SmackDown Tag Division. And honestly, I feel like we're about to get Harper and Rowan versus the Usos again. And I can't fucking wait. Like, maybe the Usos might have to make a turn. But with these new characters, with the Usos being able to be themselves now, I think it's all right that we're probably going to be able to get the turn. And I think tonight was the first step to slowly making the transitional turn between the Usos from heels to baby faces, and the Bludgeon Brothers will eventually come in and probably snatch the tag titles off of the Usos. And if they're going to do that, can we at least make it like a 2-3 match program where the Usos are in matches? Like they lose the first match. Let's say the Bludgeon Brothers lose the first match by disqualification. Let's just say the Bludgeon Brothers win the next match for the titles, right? And then the Usos get the rematch. But all 3 matches are like the Usos and New Day matches where they just get better and better and better and better. That's what I gotta ask for, honestly. And I'm firmly confident that these guys will fucking deliver because the Usos deliver on everything. These guys, these 2 tag teams together deliver on everything, and everything just always comes out so beautifully. So, I figure these are like the best moments of Eric Rowan's career, right? All right. So, is it main event time? Yeah, I believe it's main event time. This is the main event of SmackDown, which is AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. Probably the best match Baron Corbin's had on the main roster to date. I'm honestly going to tell you right now, I probably don't remember many Baron Corbin matches, honestly, because they're not really all that memorable. But AJ did his best to sell for Corbin. Corbin really sold for AJ a lot in this match. Everything just came out perfectly here. They squeezed a good 12-minute match together, and Corbin got the win clean as day with the end of days on AJ. No cheap shots taken. Makes AJ's cheap shot claim look ridiculous because he got it done with no cheap shots. So that was pretty much that. And that was SmackDown. Honestly, episode fell off a little bit in the middle with that fucking singles guy tag team match. But it was a pretty solid, good episode of SmackDown. I enjoyed it for what it was, and what I hope you guys enjoyed was this. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of SmackDown Live. Remember, if you liked it, like I said, leave a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll check this out really quick here. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. See ya!